Hello and welcome back to another Cambrian News and Live episode. I'm Paul Davis, and as always, I'm with my colleague Joel Longbone. How are you doing, Joel? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Are you still finishing Noel's makeup? I'm hoping you're talking about Noel Gallagher and not my name.
Yeah, because you are Joel.
Yeah. I've done your print, by the way, David. Came off earlier. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I've done a lot of printing today. I feel like all I've done today is printing. So that's good. I like seeing the results of printing. So yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
Sorry.
Sorry, Trish.
Did you put it up then as well? Did you?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Hello, David. Hi, Anne. Oh, Anne, you're actually live. You're not at work or anything today, so you can actually join us live. It's good to see you. I'm still in like printing mode. I'm pretty sure. I just like hearing it needs to be a third of a stop darker, or the contrast isn't quite right. But there we are.
I mean, we have been very much enjoying the new printer, which we've titled 4. If you want to hear the story about 4, then you can tune into last week's episode. You can go and catch it up there. And we talked a little bit about the new printer coming, but we're very much enjoying the printing on the new printer, and also the Pro 1000, which is still getting a good look in. So it's always always
lots
nice
of love today. Blooming it.
And last week, Joel, you've very quickly dropped a mini competition that we had running as well, which loads of people entered on last week's feed into the comments. So everyone dropped in your pictures. Thank you for everyone that dropped your pictures. We've very much enjoyed looking through them. Me and Joel have looked through them. Ultimately, we got Sarah to pick the winner. So she's the one that's picked the winning picture. But I know you're all sitting there in anticipation, but you'll have to wait till the end of the show.
Where we're going cruel. You're cruel, Paul, making the people wait. Shocking. So
yes, tune in at the end of the show where we'll be announcing the winner of our mini competition, where we'll be giving away a free print to any size that we physically can do. So if you're wanting a nice picture.
Yeah, drum roll for the whole time you're watching the interview. Oh dear, gotta make you guys wait. I'm just trying to think. Apparently Sony have dropped some webcam software now, so if you're using a Sony, you can now plug that into your computer. I haven't had a look yet, just a customer mentioned it earlier. And have a look at the Sigma deals and the Olympus deals that are coming up, because they'll be really, really good. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I've read this week about news.
Yeah, so essentially it's bank holiday weekend next weekend.
We thought it was this weekend, didn't we, Paul?
We did, yeah. But normally what we see on a bank holiday weekend is some sort of deal. So we'll probably be announcing some deals on our website from. It might be Thursday or Friday, probably Friday. So keep an eye on our website there. But we'll also talk about them on next week's episode as well, just to make sure that you're up to date with all the deals that we've got running. So yes, so we had a wonderful experience this week. We had a multi-talented gentleman come in to see us, and it was brilliant catching up with him, wasn't it, Joel?
It was. Free cameras, no Trish. Oh, it'd be out of business faster than you could snap your fingers. Hello, Jace. How did the studio session go? Hope it went well. Hello, Phil. Good to see you too. And Gordon and Graham and Martin. It's nice when everybody comments. It's nice to say hello. Yeah. So this interview is good. This is the first time actually as well that we've ever used a chicken squawk, and you'll figure out why there's a chicken squawk. But yeah, there's not Paul's editing skills that are at fault. It's just the vocabulary of Nick is interesting. So I know you like a deal, Graham. Your lens will be with you on Monday or Tuesday, hopefully. I can't remember. So, right. I think we're ready, Paul, if you're ready.
Yeah, we certainly are. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to a pre-record that we did with the wonderful Nick Livesey. Over to you, pre-record guys.
Yeah.
And I haven't clicked the button.
Thank you, Paul, for that. Now, we have an interview with the... I don't know what kind of words you'd use to describe Nick.
Wonderful, amazing.
There we are.
Outdoory.
That's a few, isn't it?
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Nick Livesey, everybody. Welcome.
Hello. You all right?
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. That's what you're supposed to say, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
But
Well,
only
I
if
can
you
think
mean
of
it.
Anywhere I'd rather be than Colwyn Bay.
What, you'd rather be anywhere else but Colin Bay?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's but I think we're in our own little Cambrian bubble here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So like I think you're in Colwyn Bay and then you walk through the Cambrian doors and then you're in Cambrian
Alternative universe. People have said there's an alternative time situation going on here.
What?
You come in and you think you're going to be here for 5 minutes, and 5 hours later.
Yeah. From the amount of people that say, yeah, I'll be here 5 minutes. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous on a day off to come in and grab something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you might get
Certainly
roped
is.
in for 2 hours.
Do you lose time here?
I'll tell you in a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because you walked through in the door at like 9 this morning and you've been here still.
I was clean shaven this morning. It's some kind of peculiar portal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Into an alternative universe.
Yeah. It's you know, we there might be something else out in the world.
Who knows? Yeah, I know. And nobody would know.
There's so many
Can I
things
just
that we
ask
could go down.
you?
Of course.
Is a sort of tender bottom, is that usually what people complain of as well?
I'm not sure that's something we've ever really.
That's the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that.
I'm not saying it's
insinuates, to be
altogether
honest.
unpleasant.
Okay.
I was just wondering if there was a connection, that's all.
Do you think we need to upgrade our chairs? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable. I don't like these arms.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know.
We'll get a wingback chair.
Yeah, wing.
We're hoping you'll come back in the future, so you can put that on your rider.
Oh,
Like you can
one of those.
put only orange M&Ms and a wingback chair with pipe slippers and smoking jacket and a log burner.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could
We're
totally.
going to do a
get a
10-part series with Nick now because they just sit there really comfortable.
as more props start to fall around him.
Can we have a pink flamingo in the corner?
Oh dear me.
Well, how do we digress like this?
Oh, it happens every time.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. We
Shall
blame you.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
Whoever's commenting right now,
Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
your fault.
There'll be no comments. Like, what are you talking about, Paul?
It's wonderful to have you here, Nick. So
That was a long introduction.
it was.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like we've set the stage a bit now.
Yeah, we're nearly.
I'm very sorry for your discomfort, though.
No, it's all right. It's quite
You
nice.
can leave that in the TripAdvisor rating.
Yeah.
We love a TripAdvisor rating, don't we?
Oh, I do, yeah. Yeah. The bald man hurt my feelings.
Anyway,
dear me.
that literally could be a book.
Oh,
TripAdvisor.
we normally start this whole thing off like very, very quickly and just ask you a bit about your gear that you actually use and stuff like that. I mean, do you like
Would you ask
collecting
Picasso
gear?
what paintbrushes he used?
100%, because I want to know
I
the
would,
pixel
yeah.
density. Sorry, the
Do
bristle density of his brush. That's what I find
Ooh.
very, very important.
do bristles come with? They do come
Yeah,
with
it's like
MTF
dots.
charts.
It's like
I
bristles
think I'm out,
per
of,
inch.
I'm out of my depth here, I think.
BPI.
I've met me match with you two. Double teaming me.
It is.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're all right. Yeah, it's,
The more you talk, the better. Unless we have to hear ourselves and we have to watch it back
I feel your
on the
pain.
video. We've been speaking to other people about doing interviews, and one guy was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. It's fine." as long as I never have to watch it. I was like, well, that's entirely up to you whether you watch it or not. Anyway, so we figured out that you not necessarily a gearhead, but what do you shoot on currently? What's your tool of choice in your photography?
Ooh.
I've got a 6D,
Okay.
which I've had for about 5 years.
So the Canon.
Yeah, my first full frame,
Oh, nice.
my first and my last, probably.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's segue quickly. Why your first and last, out of interest?
Because I don't think I'll be able to afford another one.
Oh. Thought you were going to say you're going like medium format. Are you going to go micro 4/3 or back to analog?
No, I
or
mean, I
something?
would like to, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. But I use a 6D, and I've got one lens. I've got a 24-70. Use case filters.
Okay. Is it a 2.8 or an f4?
F4. And that's about it, really. And a tripod, which I buy from here.
Which is
How do you say it? Sirui.
oh yeah, sorry,
Yeah, good tripods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never understood why people cart around those big heavy ones. Doesn't seem to be much
I
point
feel
to
like
me.
that's a whole other conversation that could
Yeah.
be very sarcastic and useful at the same time. But yeah, I think tripods is an interesting subject, especially for the landscape photographer, because arguably you're the people that tripods are designed for.
Well, I think it's like a status symbol. If you haven't got one that's taller than you, then you're obviously a crap photographer. And it has to have big spikes on the bottom as well.
What? So when you turn it upside down, it looks like Neptune's trident.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
remember going to a workshop. It's like 3-inch.
That's just a bonus,
spider,
isn't
flip
it? But no, I
Police
like...
officer walking around here might confiscate that off somebody. It's ridiculous.
Probably you could call me a minimalist when it comes to gear. I don't have a camera bag either. I've always used a proper rucksack for going in the mountains.
Sure.
And I use a Manfrotto holster thing, which I have on me all the time.
That works. Yeah, I like the. I suppose it's important for you, especially being the type of landscape photographer you are. Like you're quite exploratory, I guess is the phrase.
Not reactive.
Okay.
If that camera's in the bottom of your sack,
exactly,
you're not going to be able to whip it out.
And also, you don't want to be tired like 3 hours in and you've just lugged all this crap around the mountains. You're like, oh gosh, got to get all that crap out. And no, I think that it makes sense, doesn't it? I think that's why we sell quite a lot of Olympus to people around here.
Yeah,
for walking
small,
in the hills.
lightweight. You can stick it to the front of your.
Like those catches with them.
Yeah, you can. Well done.
Technical issues. Technical being the idiot.
Yeah.
Wearing the microphone. My apologies.
Yeah, you can. So something that's small and lightweight is, and then it gives you more chance to explore then, doesn't
And
it?
react.
And react.
I like that word, reaction.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't used to be like that. That's nice grammar, isn't it? I thought you stuck the camera in the bag.
Grammar's our issue, to be honest.
I thought you put your camera in your bag, you pre-visualized your image, which you'd painstakingly plotted out on TPE.
Yeah.
And then you'd go and sit
photographer's
somewhere.
ephemeris, for anybody who doesn't know what TPE is. Sounds almost, I don't know, painful.
Well, it is. It can be. So you'd visualize everything, plan it to the 8th degree, go and sit down somewhere for a couple of hours, and then go home having not taken a photograph because everything was going on behind you.
Yeah.
But you were hell bent on this pre-visualized thing. I thought that's the way you should do it. But
it's not.
There's lots of different ways to do it.
So will you go sort of out sort of photographing with a plan, but then obviously look around and actually go, well, this isn't going the way that I want it, and I'm going to go and do something else?
No, I mean, the way it is with me is I moved to Snowdonia 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of things that I wanted to photograph, and I would take the approach of planning it and going back and repeating, trying to get what I wanted. But I've kind of done all of them. So now it's freed me up to actually enjoy my walks.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So you've kind of made those simple dishes. If you're a cook and you kind of like, I've nailed all these.
You like
I want to
cook
start.
analogies.
I know. I need to find some more. I think it's because I know nothing about cooking. Really. She asked Rachel. She was like, "Yeah, you can't cook." That's my wife. So you've kind of like had that ability to kind of get all of the, like being a tourist, you've taken your picture of the Eiffel Tower when you go to France. Now you can get interesting shots of Paris from different angles that perhaps other people wouldn't have done, because now you know that area and it feels like home. And now you can kind of start going deeper into the images that are available to you.
Yeah, and adding narrative to a body of work rather than just a tick list.
I like that.
Yes, so do I. It's getting deep.
I almost don't want to ask the other question. I feel like we should just knock that one on the head. Yeah.
Is it that
We were
bad?
going to ask you about mirrorless versus DSLR, but
Couldn't give.
yeah.
Fair enough.
That's a chicken sport. So, okay, let's move on to projects, because I feel like we've naturally gone into the way that you think to a degree. Like, obviously, there's probably a lot more depth to that. But you said a body of work, adding a narrative to it. So do you have one project, multiple projects? Is everything you produce just one big project? Or do you have certain things you're aiming for different parts of your body of work that you're creating?
Well, you haven't mentioned photographing the Snowdonia Mountains,
No.
the book I wrote for PhotoView.
No.
Well, I'm supposed to. I've signed a contract. I'm supposed to be doing another one at the moment.
Oh, wow.
I've not made great progress on it yet because I haven't been able to get to the place
Sure.
with lockdown and what have you. But that's a project that I'm working on. But my personal work, I hate to call it that because it sounds so pretentious. I'm only taking photographs. It's like it's something
that's
important,
another-
you know.
That goes along with what we were talking about earlier, doesn't it?
You know, my work. Shut up. I suppose the project is I'm photographing my life in Snowdonia. So when the legs give up, I'll be able to sit back and look at my photographs and think, yeah.
And reminisce.
Yeah.
Are you going to produce some memoirs when the time?
I'd like to, because I've led
I feel like that'd be a bestseller.
quite an interesting life in many ways.
Well, so if nobody has yet, if you go on Nick's website, there's a link that says videos, and there's a video on there that he did with another local videographer, and it's really, really good video. So definitely recommend that, because you find out a bit more about Nick and his journey, which is a very interesting one.
It's like a potted history, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. So definitely check that out. And hopefully when we have Nick back again in the future in his wing back armchair, and whatever other demands he was going to come up with in the next few months, we might go into like how you got to where you are a bit more. I feel like the next 10 minutes isn't long enough to kind of...
No, let's keep it superficial.
Okay, so you're doing a book, your second
I'm doing
book.
another book,
That's cool. Is it, so many of you will probably have at least heard of Nick's book.
You should all have one.
Yeah, definitely. We sell it. We might need more copies. I'm pretty sure we sold out of the copies. I'll have to check. And then, so is the second book in the same vein or completely different? Or...
It is. It's the same formula.
Okay.
It's the same formula.
And are you finding this one easier, harder, different to what?
I'm finding it a lot harder to get any momentum. Excuse me, because the main subject matter or the main location isn't one that I'm particularly passionate about.
Oh,
so it's work. You know,
okay.
Photographing the Snowdonia was very much a passion project. It was labour of love, you know, and it was 2.5 years of really, really hard work. It was something that I was deeply passionate about.
Sure.
Now, I can't give too much away about the next one.
Oh.
I need to get it done because it'll be a massive seller, and you know, we all need money, don't we?
Do you have to travel far for it?
No.
And yeah, we can just make our own decisions from there, can't we? So
that's interesting, though. I think to consider how your desire to engage with a project, whether it's a paid one or a not paid one, differs depending on the energy you have for a place, to love, whatever other emotions you might feel towards it. I think That's quite an interesting mindset that perhaps some people wouldn't consider that much. Because if some people might be at that point where they just want to tick the boxes like you were mentioning earlier, but you've done all your box ticking. So your relationship with Snowdonia for the book was different to whatever you're photographing now. Would that be true? Or?
Well, the funny thing is, I've got to a point now where photography isn't hugely important to me.
Okay.
It's not something I make a real effort to go out and do anymore. It's become a skill set that I use in my wider work, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
I used to be obsessed with photography. 10 years ago I started, and it's a journey, but now it's become a subset of another skill.
So what is that?
Well, I write, I take photographs. I've recently started making films. And for instance, if you're looking at outdoor magazines, there's quite a few good writers out there, but they're not very good at photography, and some great photographers who can't write.
And you're trying to
but I can do both of those things. So I become the go-to person for certain magazine editors when they want something on Snowdonia. They also know that I've got a huge portfolio of the whole national park, not just the area of northern Snowdonia where I live, but all the way down to, the Chunllith and the Dovey Valley.
That's cool.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
See, that's a whole conversation on its own, isn't it?
Well, I like to explore.
Definitely.
I've always been one, if I stood on a mountain, I'd be like, what's that one over there?
Yeah.
I'd find out, and then I'd go next week and do that one. And it's led to me making a really good mental map of the area. And it's not just the national park either. I go all the way out to the Berwyn. The area just south of here is really fascinating as well. There's some real secret places just this side of the Denby Moors. Lots of secret valleys, Gwytheyrn, and places like that, which you would never know were there.
Sure.
So it's just wanting to get that intimate relationship with what we call North Wales. And I don't want to go anywhere else.
Sure.
You won't catch me in England or Scotland.
So is it a case that if someone asked you to go and do something, it would be like, no, I am situated here now. This is where I want to make a body of work or anything like that. It's sort of North Wales is where you want to be.
North Wales is my world. It's my life. The mountains and landscapes of North Wales, and especially Snowdonia National Park, are incredibly important to me. But I've got to be realistic. There was a time in my life where I wouldn't do anything I didn't want to do because, it was at odds with my ethics and my, the whole thing about what I wanted my work to say to the world. But
there's a great word for that, isn't there? Begins with a P.
Yeah. This wine, I'm getting notes of pretentious.
There's another chicken squawk.
But the reality of the situation is, if someone wants to pay me enough to go somewhere and do something, I'll do it.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think there has got to be that thing, and it's work, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so it's a case that if someone says, right, here's $1 for money, we love your work, just can you do a thing? Then you're going to say it's going to be a yes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
I suppose if it excites you enough that you can produce work that you'd be proud to produce, then it makes sense to.
Because it doesn't stop you from doing your other stuff, does it?
No, of course it doesn't. It's not mutually exclusive, is it?
It almost allows you to do it.
It does. It pays for it, really.
Which makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, so you were saying that you react in your photography, but you love that exploration side because you see, oh, there's a mountain over there. What's going on over there? So how did this situation we currently live in with the C word and lockdown, how did that...
C word, COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
What other C word would it be?
Don't
anyway,
tempt
don't answer. Too many chicken squawks.
Don't tempt me.
So lockdown, obviously there's the 5 mile radius.
Yeah.
Did that affect you with your photography and your writing and the combination of those and your video making?
It affected me in a number of ways. Within a 5 mile radius of my home, I can get out to the Carneddau Mountains.
Wow.
I suppose you'd say Penyr Helgidir and Penllithrig Rorach are in that. So it's just up to Ffynnon Lligwy Reservoir, all the way around to almost the Pen y Gwryd Inn, Dolwydd Elan, and the other side of Betws-y-Coed.
Sure.
So there's a lot there. There's the Gwydir Forest,
Yeah.
there's the Afon Lligwy, there's all sorts. But the best thing to me was that I couldn't get out of that. But no could get in. So it was wonderful to experience the area in a way that we probably would have done in the 1950s.
Right.
It's interesting, isn't it?
On the first day of lockdown, there was no leaves on the trees on the farm where I live. And it was a wonderful, wonderful privilege to watch spring from start to finish.
Wow.
Because the main consensus, especially with the local mountain rescue team, was to not go up the mountains, although I can walk onto Moel Shabod from my door without you having to go on a road.
Wow.
I stuck with them on that because I didn't want the man to come to get me. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, it can happen.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll switch my focus. So I got a book about wildflowers. I learnt about all the trees.
Wow.
You know, I discovered little nooks and crannies, which I wouldn't usually have, you know, discovered because I'm too busy flitting off into the higher hills. And it was an incredibly rewarding experience for me. It was very positive. And there was a tinge of guilt because it wasn't positive for many people.
Sure.
Stuck in a city, this, that, and the other. But what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm not going to self-flagellate out of sympathy.
No.
I was going to enjoy myself.
Yeah, no.
And the reason that I'm maybe 1.5 stones heavier than I was in April is the fact that I wasn't drinking or eating any less, but I weren't moving around too much. It was a really sedate, beautifully languid few months. And you know what?
It's nice
I'd
to
do
hear
it all
a
again.
positive sound
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
I'd do it all again.
Yes. I suppose that being your location really helped in that. But interestingly, it forced you to focus on something you perhaps wouldn't have expected to have focused on. Do you think it's informed your love for Snowdonia, the fact that you've looked into the macro side of it almost in terms of looking closer rather than the bigger vistas?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because my first visit to Snowdonia was in 2003. And I come from a mountaineering background. So I knew northern Snowdonia pretty well. So by the time I moved here, I could sit on maybe a summit in the Ogwen Valley, say a garden, for argument's sake. Every ridge I'd been up, every crag I'd climbed on,
Sure.
the lakes, every summit, every season, every time of day, with friends, family, on my own. There was a very strong story of my life already there. So I already had a very strong connection to it. Getting into the flora and fauna has just enriched my experience. It hasn't made my love any deeper. It just means that when I'm out taking people on the mountains, I can come across as a bit more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
They're not interested in folklore or geology, I can now talk to them more about the flora.
Okay. Yeah.
So you've added another skill.
It's another layer of enjoyment.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I don't love it anymore, if you know what I mean.
No.
I couldn't love it anymore.
That's interesting, I think.
Yeah.
In the sense that you've really chosen to focus on one area. Whereas a lot of landscape photographers have a strong desire. They love Snowdonia, but they have a strong desire to kind of go around the world, the UK, and find all those other things. Perhaps they won't, not exhaust, but kind of push the limit of what Snowdonia has to offer them visually, but also in a much deeper way for you, which is more than just the picture taken. Like you said, you're not that bothered about it in the same way perhaps you were, and it informs your writing and the ability to invite others along with you in the form of guiding and things like that, and your book writing to show them a deeper appreciation of an area which you've made home and love so dearly. I think that's really.
You do sort of guided walks and things like that, don't you, as well?
I do, yes, but to respond to Joel's point,
Yeah,
I think that's quite erroneous, because to me, I know that one lifetime alone, living in Snowdonia, would not be enough time to exhaust it photographically. Sure. So I very much doubt that someone who lives in Birmingham, who comes here several times a year, would. It seems to me that many landscape photographers these days have been everywhere, but they don't know anywhere.
Yeah,
I
like
that. That'd be a T-shirt. Or
Yeah,
it's like stamp collecting, isn't it? Let's get that, and the other. Look. I would rather. It's to me, it's like a one-night stand.
Yeah,
you can have loads of them, and they're great fun. You can have all kinds of wonderful adventures, but it's not the same as having a meaningful relationship with something you're really in love with.
No,
that's where the real satisfaction comes.
Works.
Dame.
Not
that was like a mic drop moment.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with spreading it around if that's what you want to do. But it's important as a photographer that you ask yourself what it is you want to do. Sure. If you want to do it because you think it's fun and you like going to visit places and taking a few photos, that's brilliant. You know, I hope you enjoy it. But if you're trying to actually make work that's authoritative and meaningful, then it can't be if you're doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, it's got
which is a tick list thing.
Yeah.
It's a box ticking exercise.
Yeah.
But it's up to the individual.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of it's got to be as well, hasn't it? Because I mean, we all take pictures for like different reasons, and you really need to, especially like how you have your connection with your personal work. You do need to enjoy what you're doing, and like you said, however you enjoy that work. So if you're a person that likes box ticking, yeah, crack on. There's nothing wrong with that. But what you're saying is as well is that try building that connection and try going another layer deeper, isn't it? And seeing what you can produce.
Yeah, because when you do that, people ask you to write books.
Yeah.
Because you've got the material.
Yeah.
You've got the knowledge. If you're indulging in this competitive war of a group of disparate locations, let's just say these are the ones that are allowed. You can have Llanau Mumber, you can have Mamtor and the Gate on the Great Ridge. You can have Buccleuchty Moor in Glencoe. You can have a few like that, Penmon, wherever, Llanddwyn Island. They're the ones we're allowed to photograph.
Yeah.
What it's become now is, God, I've got to get it in incredibly outrageous conditions because he did.
Yeah.
And it's become a war of who can get it looking the most outrageous.
That one-upmanship.
Yeah. So really, you're not got any sort of, a lot of people, they say that, I get out photography it gets me close to nature. No, it doesn't, because you don't experience it. You just look at that screen on the back of your camera and you're treating that place with no reverence. Yeah. You're using it as a stage for your increasingly psychedelic photographs just to outdo your mates.
Time has come to an end, but we definitely have to have you come back.
I was just getting into the swing of it.
I know. I've just seen the time though.
Yeah,
we'll be lucky if any of this last bit's on it.
No, I think we'll just get there. So, okay, but yeah, no, just. Whoops.
We got caught short.
We certainly did. Time to upgrade our camera equipment.
Yeah, that was a great interview. Well, I hope you guys thought so. Paula and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nick's got great insight into both landscape photography in general, writing, videography, but also obviously his love for North Wales and in particular Snowdonia as an area. It was, I can't wait. I'm definitely getting a wingback chair or something for him to come and sit in next time, because I think it'll be really, really interesting. Yeah, the pink flamingo. I hope you all enjoyed that. It seems like you did. Put down in the comments if you'd like us to get him on for another interview. And on that point, if there's anybody you want us to contact and get on here to interview, then just give us some ideas. We've got a list that's ever growing. We've got some people lined up already. So we'll keep working hard to bring you great content, hopefully. And if you think that we need any feedback, anything that we can improve on, let us know. I don't know. That was really good.
No, it was awesome. So, and the bit that you missed was literally just a little plug at the end. So we've put a link in the description and also in the comments below as well. Just going back to Nick's website, so you can check out his website there. So he is available for photo talks, guided walks, sort of mountain leading as well. So if you're interested in any of that, then you can contact Nick and get something arranged. And also we've put a link in the description to his book as well, which you can buy from us or anywhere where you get your books from, preferably us though.
Yeah. So it looks like we're getting really good feedback so far, so that's good. Nick and a pink flamingo, oh my, excellent. Yeah, Nick's brutal honesty is great. 3 hours next time, goodness me. Yeah. Wow, okay, that's good. So right, we'll be on to Nick after this and saying, right, we need to book you into the calendar for another one. That was good. So can't think of anything else.
Normally we would go through the comments a little bit, but you've been commenting so much. So apologies if we've missed your comment and not read out aloud. But we will have a good read through them afterwards and respond to you all as well. So, but always thank you very much for commenting. It's always nice to see your live comments coming through. It gives us the energy that we love to have on these lives, knowing that you're all there watching as well. So now, Joel, is it time?
Yeah, drum roll time, isn't it?
Yeah. Where's David gone? Get your drum roll out. Right. Okay. Oh, there you go.
I'm not sure if that sounded awful or not, but there we go.
Oh no, I've gone wrong.
Technical issues. But these are great, great comments coming through. Thank you guys. We'll definitely. Oh yeah. What's it? Yeah, that's what you missed at the end. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So Nick said at the end of that interview, Paul, do you know who you remind me of? Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac. Paul was like, "Oh, great," and then Nick said to me, "Do you know what you look like, Joel? My next boyfriend." At which point I died, rolling around on the floor, pretty much. Oh, Nick. Yeah, Nick. Look at all the love you're getting above. So you definitely have to fulfill that promise that you'd come in for another interview. So, and I'm going to find you a chair. A really comfortable chair.
So we've had our drum roll.
Thanks, Nick. Oh dear. Right, moving on. The people want to know about the competition.
Oh, dear me. Yes, so
Paul's gonna fall off his stool at this rate.
For compose. There we go. Thank you everyone for entering your pictures into last week's competition that we had on last week's Go Live. So and big thank you for putting them into the comments. So we've all gone through them and we've picked a winner that we would love to see.
Sarah picked the winner.
Yeah. Yeah, Sarah did. She had the final say. So that was.
We were impartial in the whole process.
And the winner is Kevin Hurst.
Congratulations, Kevin. Great image. Sarah said she really liked the light in this image and obviously the owl sitting there, but the colours really drew her eye into it. So she liked a lot of the other ones as well, to be fair. But Kevin, if you give us a message, email or phone call, we'll get the original file off you and we'll print it on some lovely photo speed paper.
I did see Kevin's name pop up sort of somewhere in the live feed.
Yeah, further up it was.
So it's I don't know whether he's still with us now, but if you're rewatching this or you're with us live, congratulations, Kevin. So it's a lovely photograph, and yes, as Joel said, get in contact with us. Let us know how big you want us to go with it. Joel did say as big as you want. So. Gary
Eisenhower's puffin was very close as well. So I really liked that image as well. But even if you didn't get to win a free print, definitely send over some pictures because you'll definitely be glad to see your pictures printed on the EU printer. We've had a few customers come in and they've just been like, wow. I think a gentleman came in probably about 11 today and I'd printed a few shots off for him on the NT bright white, and he was blown away by how good it looked. So definitely think about sending some images over to print, because you will not regret it. So here we are.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I think we've come to an end here now. So any final thoughts for this weekend, Joel?
Just a massive thank you to Nick for being a great interviewee, very knowledgeable, very passionate, which was fantastic. And a massive thank you to all of you who are watching now, have been watching, and will watch in the future, and all the comments and the likes, etc. Because it definitely helps us know that we're hopefully going in the right direction as we try and create content that you'll really enjoy. Because we at Cambrian Photography are very passionate about photography, and we want to bring you great content that inspires you and helps you enjoy your photography more and more. So yeah, let us know that we're doing a good job, and that we'll keep pushing harder to do a better job in the future as well. And have a great weekend.
Oh yeah, that's the most important thing. As always, thank you everyone for watching. As Joel just said, make sure that you like, subscribe, share any of the videos that we post. Everything that you do does help us as well, so get the word out of these news and updates that we do. So it's always most appreciated. So yes, until next week, we'll see you then. Bye bye for now.
Bye.